Okay, let's have an instance of hater. I do not care. I'm a neat
performance because I've seen
so
several
Alright, so I just finished a live stream of
I
sserafim.
don't even know what
I have one thing to say. I need
but
Not gonna lie, I watched
that
a little bit of
is
it.
amazing. In the newest sserafim,
Overall, they're really great, but like in my
So as you may or may not know by now, sserafim performed at Coachella April 13th, and it's currently Wednesday the 17th of April, and the debate and the controversy is still going on. So I thought I may as well just make a video about this while I'm on my break. So basically, to summarize, sserafim performed at Coachella, like I've already said, and many netizens believe that that performance was basically dirt horrible, like the worst performance ever. While many people who actually attended Coachella and watched them perform live, people who don't even listen to K-pop, never listened to a Korean song in their life, went to see sserafim perform live at Coachella and said that they were great. That was the general consensus on both sides, both ends. Netizens believe that their performance was horrible, while people who actually went to see them perform live thought that they did really, really well, and the vibes were immaculate. However, this performance did open up a lot of controversy and debate, and it opened up bigger conversations that we should be having in the industry.
Alright, so I just finished a live stream of sserafim at Coachella, and I have one thing to say. I need a 6-page handwritten apology, annotated and everything, for all you professional vocalists who said sserafim cannot sing. If you were part of that slander train that said they can't sing live, they just owned you. At their Coachella performance, they ate you up, left no crumbs, spit you out, and then ate you up again. They can sing live! Oh my goodness, sserafim just beat the allegations. I'm just so emotional because they made it and they killed the stage, and I'm so happy for them. And I watched it in the parking lot next to a concert venue because I'm gonna be going to a concert right now, but how do you follow up after that? So in conclusion, if you said sserafim cannot sing live, I look forward to your apology.
So first thought, it was an amazing performance. These girls can dance, obviously. They perform at such a high level. The stage presence is amazing. Like, I feel like they're like the Olympians of K-pop at this point, or at least of like girl groups, the way they train and the way they execute. But to answer the question of can they sing, right? Because they're getting a lot of flack, I will say, online about this right now. Yes. I was really impressed by their live vocals. The mics were completely on 100%. And they all sounded good. They all sounded strong. They all sounded stable. Even the ones who aren't sort of like known as like great vocalists, so to speak. Sakura, Eunchae, and Kazuha all sounded really good. All sounded really strong. And of course, Yoonjin, who was having the time of her life, absolutely knocked it out of the park. I've never seen a more exuberant and happy performer, I don't think, ever. It was amazing. And then Chaewon was just so wonderful and lovely, and said hi to us. Say, check out one of my last videos. But yeah, I think what the deal is with sserafim is that they sing a lot of songs that are like difficult for them to sing because it's in such a low register, right? I think they do sing songs that are like a little bit too low for them, and that's why maybe they struggle a little bit singing them live. And a lot of their songs, they aren't just like kind of like standard pop songs. It's like alternative pop, and I think it can be challenging for them for anyone to sing. So I think they do a really good job with it. I thought their new song was really good, and overall I really enjoyed the performance. I think my one main criticism of the performance was I didn't really like the arrangements with the live band. I was excited when I saw them setting up. I love live bands and K-pop shows, but for the first few songs for sserafim, it felt like the band was like overpowering sort of the melodies of the songs, and I was like, it just didn't really seem to like fit with the songs, and it didn't really seem to work. So I was a little concerned for the first few numbers, but as they moved forward in the set, things started to sort of like, I guess, flesh out and like started to like work and feel more cohesive. And by the end of it, the ending of the show was amazing. It was wonderful. So yeah, great performance. I would say 9 out of 10 stars, and a great start to, I guess, their US performance career.
Okay, let's have instance of hater. I do not care. I'm gonna need draw focus and attention onto this because what I'm gonna say is literally the make or break of the Severin careers with this points towards. But anyways, I'm gonna say something very controversial that if you find that it's triggering, your brain will short circuit immediately. But I'm gonna need you to lock in and focus because literally this is the reason why the sserafim is literally at the peak of criticism after Coachella. It's not just about, oh, the live singing is bad or not. It's not just about, oh, this is a hate train and that is unjustifiable or like unreasonable. It's not even about their singing, okay? But it's about their branding. Every time a media entertainment figure receives some kind of criticism, it all relates back to their branding. And the reason for the sserafim is that their branding has been terrible. Why? Is because their branding has no depth. I'm gonna break down this a little bit and try to explain this in a more like K-pop stand or like, you know, easier way to understand. But the problem with the sserafim is that they built their branding onto micro trends. They do not build a depth. What does this mean is that basically what is going on well within the music field, they copy that. I'm not saying that this is just about the group. Sometimes it's, in most cases in K-pop, it's mostly the company. So Source Music uses the sserafim to basically test out what is going to work with them. You know what? The comparison you can draw to is like the Kardashians. The Kardashians literally every time when they figure out something's big, before that they always test out in different fields. They always do some kind of like micro trend, what is working within the media field, and they're gonna test the subject with that. And that's literally what they are doing with the sserafim. So the problem with the sserafim is that they do not build a depth of their brand. They just look into what is going on in the music field. And when they see something is doing well, they copy that. Well, in more cases, that is not entirely bad. But the problem with the sserafim is that they do not build a depth towards it, okay? They were solved on building it between Anti-Fragile and Unforgiven. They were sticking to Latina influence music because back then it was like the rise of like Kali Uchis and Rosalia, so they were doing that and actually they were executing that well. They understand how the music can probably be done, they understand how the concept can be done. So back then 2022, that is literally the peak of the sserafim because the branding was working. There is authenticity sort of to the branding. The problem afterwards is that they completely lose it because they switch on to something new. Tyler was working, so they copy of Tyler. And the problem is that for this time, the concept does not stick because now people realize that, oh, why is there sudden switch? And they just realize that they're gonna put two with two together and gonna realize that, oh, it's just because that they're just doing these trends. And the problem is that it has no depth to the brand. It has no depth to the brand and people cannot really see what the sserafim is aiming for, okay? Now, why I'm gonna say this is all related to the Coachella is because if you're gonna look back into it, the one thing that is known for the sserafim throughout this like journey of career of them is their singing scandal. It's their encore stages. The only kind of consistent branding throughout that entire timeline is that they are known to have bad singing. Okay? The problem is not that they have bad singing. The problem is that throughout their branding, that is the only thing that stays consistent. The problem with branding is that you have to make your audience remember something about you, okay? That is literally the essence of branding. The problem with the sserafim is that they make their bad singing the only thing consistent throughout this entire timeline. And that is the only thing that stuck with the audiences. And now we are reaching the things that Coachella is the big step for them. It's literally the make or break it moment in their career. There's a lot of expectations onto them. That is the moment that they define their branding. And the moment is that basically their singing, the audience literally decided it was bad. And so it strengthened their branding within the audience mind. It's that their branding is about the bad singing. And that's literally the reason why they are receiving all these hate. And they are literally doing coverage, but not the depth, okay? There is no depth, but they only do coverage. And the only thing that stays consistent is their bad singing. And that's the only, you know what? I'm gonna say it. That is the reason why most people, especially if you're seeing what Kanan is writing, the only thing that they talk about the most is that the bad singing. It's because that's the only thing that stays consistent with Le Sserafim branding. And you know what? If Source Music can do something, they might need to change. There is two solutions I'm gonna offer out. One is that figure out their branding. Okay, what do you guys want to aim for? What is the concept you want to aim for? What is the purpose? What is the authenticity? The problem is authenticity, okay? You guys need to build a sonic perspective, an artist perspective for the sserafim, and you gotta have to stick to that. Build their brand around that. Secondly, improve the music. Not improve the music, but improve their singing. Changes that branding, because that is the only thing that's stayed consistent up to this point. You just need to change that, okay? First, build the depth. Second, train them. Just have better singing, and that is literally how you're gonna solve this situation, okay? But yeah, you know what? Especially for the servant stance, you can spill hate into my comments, whatever, I don't care. But if you guys do that, please do that, because I'm gonna need Source Music to see this video. Because you know what? I'm gonna need them to see this video, because this is literally how they can solve the situation, okay? I'm gonna need they to do something, because literally there's an underage idol within that group. I don't care. My only concern is that underage idol. I'm just saying this to like literally save them from the public's opinion. So please, Source Music, just do those things. Build the depth in the branding and train them vocally. That's it. Thank you.
Let's talk about Le Sserafim at Coachella. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed about how they performed. Overall, they're really great, but like, in my opinion, I just feel like they should have more focused on the performing aspect and like the dancing rather than like focusing so much on like singing. Because if you see Pinkchella and ATEEZ, they all focused on the performance and dancing and like making it a big picture, because Coachella is so big. But I think Le Sserafim treated this as like a normal performance, and the crowd is like 5 times bigger than what they normally perform as. They did good overall. I just wish they had like more of the performing aspect of everything. I think that's why their like voices were strained so much, because they had to constantly scream over like the big crowds and like dance and all the wind, and I'm still very proud of them.
Okay, some of these K-popers cannot sing, and it's getting kind of embarrassing.
I've literally been saying this for years. I don't even know what generation of K-pop we're even on, but every group that is debuted in the newest generation, none of them can sing. Actually, I'll rephrase that. The majority cannot sing and can barely dance to save their lives. Most of them can just sit there and look cute. Most of them. And before anybody's like, oh, no. There's a major difference between boy groups and girl groups, and the way they're treated and the way they're trained and what is expected of them. Because if the boy groups had as much issues as female groups, such as singing issues, I'm not saying boy groups don't, but there's better singers on the boy side than the girl side. And I'm starting to think it's because the standards of beauty is just crazy. They want women to look cute, and that's it. They want us to look cute and nothing else. They don't care if you can't sing. They don't care if you can't dance. You're gorgeous. You'll be up there. You'll be perfect. And y'all making these people famous. And I'm sitting here like, what are y'all doing? Because I can't say majority of the boys in the new generation can't sing, because a lot of them can. Like, they legitimately can sing. Now, I've heard some bad vocals on the guy's side. I've heard some bad vocals, but I've heard way more bad live vocals from the female side than the guy's side. I don't know if it's because they're just not letting them sing live. Maybe that's the issue. But come on now. Yeah, the boys are also handsome, but they also, some have talent. They have done a lot of surgery on a lot of the new boy groups. Don't y'all get up here and be like, no. A lot of the boys have had cosmetic surgeries. to make them look more appealing to us, because I don't know what it is. They just want the guys to sound good. I don't know. Yes, the boys have to look good too, but like it's not as much of a requirement as on the girl side. And it has always been like that. Such as having bigger members. They've allowed boy groups to have bigger members. They would never allow a girl group to have a bigger member. And do not bring up Twice, because that girl she's still skinny. She is still so skinny. She is so skinny. Matter of fact, she looks healthy. She looks healthy. That's what it is. She looks healthy. Now, Super Junior has a member that is quite big. Considered in in Asian culture, he's huge. And they don't care. I've heard jokes where I'm like, come on now, but they would never let a girl group do that. Never. Never. They lost their minds when female idols gain a little bit of weight, which I'm like, let them girls please put some weight on so they're healthy. That makes, when I see some gaining weight, I'm like, yes, they're finally letting you eat. They're finally taking care of you. Finally. Because it is not healthy being that skinny. It isn't. And it's not something they should be, advertising to impressionable teenagers. Because a lot of impressionable teenagers are like, I need to be that skinny. No, you don't. You don't. You don't at all. Sorry, half my hair is up, half of it down. I have like a migraine. And I'm over here shouting. But I've wondered. I'm like, what is going on, industry? And then the other thing is, I have been getting confused with a lot of new girl groups sounding and looking the same. Like, I know the K-pop industry has always been like, oh, if one group made, like, I remember when Trap, like, I remember when everybody was doing it. I remember when 2016, everybody was making that music with a lot of the different, sounds in it, which I actually thought was pretty good. But I could differentiate the groups. I could differentiate their voices. I'm like, I could literally be like, oh yeah, I know what group that is. The other day, I thought New Jeans had released multiple different songs. I got confused. I didn't know it wasn't New Jeans. It's a new girl group. Hold on, let me go check what their name is. I did not know that was a new girl group. I legitimately thought it was New Jeans. I was so confused. I was like, they sound the same. They're styled the same. They have the long hair. It looks the same. They're all skinny. And I literally was just like scrolling and thought it was them. I legitimately was like, oh, wait a minute. The only reason I realized, which was literally yesterday, when somebody mentioned the new girl group Islet doing their live performance on Music Bank or something like that, and everybody was like, it was bad. And I was like, huh? Who's Islet? Or Illit, whatever their names are. Someone correct me. And I was like, who is that? And I found out that the song I had been like humming for the past, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know, but it's been all over my For You page. Was not New Jeans. What? Excuse me? And this is not the first group this year that I have confused for another group. I confused Baby Monster. I had to think of their name. Baby Monster. That is their name, right? Baby Monster for Blackpink. And before people come for me, the reason I confused, I literally was sitting there like, huh? I was scrolling through Instagram, and it was when their new song came out, and like I saw just a little clip of it, and I was like, okay, I see Lisa, I see Rose, but where's Jisoo? I was legitimately searching. I went to the comments and was like, what happened? And then to find out that it wasn't Blackpink, it was a new girl group, and I was like, first, I was like, why is Blackpink doing this style of song? Like, this is giving really young, because the skirts, I was like, okay, I'm feeling it. And then I realized it wasn't Blackpink. Like, they literally copied and pasted. They literally, like, that one girl, I thought she was Lisa. Like, I legitimately was like, oh, Lisa, she had the same color hair. Her hair was styled the same. Even her mannerisms are the same. And then I saw a clip of her in an interview, or doing an interview behind the scenes. Even the way she laughs is the same. And I was like, no wonder I thought it was Blackpink. I was like, what? But like, I I don't know what's happening. I like what? I'm so confused. I'm like, I need to differentiate titles. And then these screechy sounds of singing. Like, why do they sound like that? I'm like, and I'm a former like choir kid and like singing at church on the platform, having to do that, and they were tough on us. I was not allowed to sound like that on the platform. Now, don't get me wrong, I sounded bad, but this is your job. You're in the music industry. Like, you should at least be able to sing in the music industry. Like, I don't, y'all, what are we paying for? What are we paying for?
I just wanna be me, 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 me. 내게 뭐야, see, 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 see. The seraphim, 날 이끌어 to victory. 무심한 내가 걸어온 거리에 I want to ride to the tiger. 걸어봐 위험한 lion. 눈을 찍고 내 desire. 그만 비켜줄게. 내가 바랬던 세계 제일 위에. 떨어져도 됐어. 멋진 결말에 tak해. 겁이 난 억제, 억제. I feel it. 너는 없어 baby. 지금 알아서 I don't wanna sacrifice. Love story, love, love, love. 말해도 말해도 멈추지 마.
So there were a lot of mixed opinions about their performance. But in my opinion, I don't think their performance was bad enough for them to be boycotted or to be exiled from the K-pop industry for the rest of their lives. But their performance was very much poor. I'll say poor. I wouldn't say terrible. I wouldn't say great, amazing. It wasn't amazing, guys. Their performance wasn't amazing, because if their performance was amazing, it would be receiving the same feedback Blackpink got in Coachella when they did Coachella. And it wasn't. I was saying to my friend that if their performance was amazing, 10 out of 10, like some people are saying, then everyone would be saying it's 10 out of 10 amazing, like when Blackpink performed in Coachella. But it's not. So people aren't saying that they did great. You know, do you get what I'm trying to say? If your performance was great, then everyone would know that it was great. There would be everyone would come to a general consensus that you performed well, but you did not perform well. So there's that, number one. And people are also allowed to find a middle ground. I don't know why people are arguing as if this is like, you're either far left or far right. You can be in the middle. I'm not saying that their performance was terrible. I'm not saying their performance was great. There is still a lot of room for improvement. And the weird thing is that people have been saying that Le Sserafim can't sing live for a long time. For a really, really long time. And you come to Coachella and you still can't sing. There's a problem. there is an issue. Because if people have been saying before Coachella you can't sing, you come to Coachella and people are saying you still can't sing, there is an issue. There is an issue. And some of these members, they've been receiving training for years. This isn't normal, like, and the fact that so many, I'm not even just gonna be talking about K-pop right now, but so many artists, they make fans pay hundreds or thousands for tickets. We're not even talking about fans getting travel there to the concert. We're not even talking about fans getting travel there to the concert. We're not even talking about fans buying clothes to the concert. Just the tickets alone sometimes reach thousands. Just for you to come to a concert, your faves can't sing. Your faves can't perform. They can't dance. They can't. Why are they there then? Why are we here? Why am I standing here paying hundreds, sometimes even thousands, to see your faves perform and they can't perform? That's not normal. And I know a lot of people say that idols are human beings too, and I agree. I've mentioned this already in my other previous video about Jenny. Idols are also human beings, and people are forgetting that. I don't think that warrants you harassing the Seraphim members, harassing them, telling them to get out of the group. Like, it's just, don't be dramatic. Harassing them is not on, okay? It's not, of course, it's not a good thing to do, guys. But if you're constantly making the same mistakes over and over again, if people have been saying you can't sing and you still can't sing, then I'm sorry, but then there's an issue. There is a big issue. This isn't you accidentally forgetting the dance moves or something. You can't sing, and this has been happening for a long time. This is not normal. This is not normal. People are coming to see you perform and you can't perform. There is an issue. I also want to say that I think one thing that saved them from their performance being absolutely dirt poor was the vibes. If you've ever been to a concert, you know that when people know the lyrics and everyone's jumping and everyone's excited, if you watch the videos that I played a few minutes before, you can see that most people knew the lyrics. Most people were dancing. Most people were excited to see them sing. Most people were there to see them perform. Actually see the Seraphim perform. So with all those highs and emotions and you dancing and being excited, of course you won't hear the voice cracks. Of course you won't hear where they're messing up at. Of course you won't hear all that. And I'm not saying this to target the Seraphim, but even when I watch Western music artists perform, they have voice cracks too. They have voice cracks. They have moments where they mess up. But if you listen to the opinions of people who actually attended those concerts and those live performances, most of them won't realize it because they're too busy shouting and dancing and being excited. They won't realize it. So I feel like that's one of the main reasons why most people found it the performance to be great. And a lot of people were also saying that the audios, the bass was a lot. People standing in front of them said that they couldn't even hear them sing properly. The smoke was in their face. They couldn't see them dance properly. It was just a mess. And there were another group of people saying that at least that they had fun. Sorry, but yeah, we're happy you had fun, but this is your job. This is your job. If you are becoming a K-pop idol just to have fun, just for it to be fun, being a K-pop idol, first of all, it's not fun. It's not fun, in my opinion. It doesn't look fun. It doesn't look funny. It doesn't give fun. Okay? So yes, we want them to have fun, but the fans also want to have fun. We're also paying to be here. Some of them are paying to be here. Some of them are traveling to be here. Yes, we want you to have fun, but remember, this is your job. This is your job. Just because we want you to have fun doesn't mean you should roll up to a concert, can't dance, can't sing, can't perform. Why are you there then? I'm confused. Why are you there? you're coming to your own performance, you can't sing, you can't dance. Some of these K-pop idols, they're just walking off the stage. What is going on? That's not normal. That is not normal. I also want to add how they were labeled by the Times Now, as the lowest rank of K-pop performances at Coachella. They were ranked the lowest. Blackpink was the first. The fact that Blackpink was there twice is funny, but Blackpink was the first, ATEEZ was the second, 21 was the third, Blackpink again for the fourth, aespa for the fifth, and the Seraphim last. Bottom of the barrel, last. That's telling you something, isn't it? But I don't know how they rate this or rank the performances, because this to me looks like it was ranked on public opinion. Like, how do they rank the performances? Public opinion? I don't know. But yeah, they were ranked the worst. If they did so amazing, why weren't they ranked first? Why weren't they ranked second? Sixth? Out of all groups to ever perform at Coachella, that's poor. That's horrible. And I also want to say how the Seraphim, they are basically a mess. Like, I don't know what their concept is. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know what their concept is. Like, what is their brand? What is their theme? What is their concept? Like, are you an African island gal? Like, what are you? Like, what are you giving? Because I'm confused. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't dabble your toes into different trends and different aspects of music and different genres of music, but we don't know who you are. Like, what is your brand? Like, you can't just switch to Amapiano or Afrobeats because that's what's trending. Like, don't get me wrong, I love their song Smart, but come on. Like, stick to something. Like, even one of the other TikTok creators video I posted a few minutes ago, in this video, she was saying the same thing. Like, what is their brand? I was like, yeah, like, what is their brand? Like, they're just dibble dabbling in different genres of music. Like, next they're gonna come out with a country song at this point. No hate to them, but instead of you switching to different genres of music, why don't you improve your vocals, improve your performances? Why don't you stop there instead of which African artists are we gonna try and copy next, or try to steal their flow? I'm not saying that they're copycats or whatever, but come on, like, it's obvious. You're jumping on the train of what's trending. Like, you need to stop focusing on bigger things, and by that I mean your vocals. Sorry. Like, they're not like the Blackpink. Like, Blackpink, they stuck to their theme like twice. Like, they stick to their theme. I'm not saying that they haven't tried different things. Like, they've tried different things, they've tried different concepts, but we know what they are. Like, Blackpink is like the bad girl type of group. Like, the girl wants to get it done, we'll kill them. Not like that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, we know their theme. What is your theme? We don't know. We don't know what your theme is. Because last I saw you, you were looking like an island gal from Jamaica. So let's slow down, focus on your vocals, and let's not look like a mess. They look like a mess. I'm sorry. They look like a mess. And even with Sakura's message, it just solidified that. Because why are you coming out with a mess? Like, why are you coming out? I feel sorry for her. I understand her. I sympathize with her. But I feel like the message just made things worse. And I'm not saying it's her fault, because most of these netizens online are insane. And especially the messages I've put on screen, they are not well. These people are not well. I've come to the conclusion that these people are not well. But I feel like the message just made things worse. I feel like the message was too quick. Like, it was just too quick, too out there. It's just, the whole situation, they look like a mess. I'm sorry. They look like a mess. And the fact that your group was the worst to perform, I don't think we're going to see you at Coachella again. I don't know. I don't think we're going to see you at Coachella again. I feel like this was the first and last time. Oh, wow. Like, that's horrible. Like, they really need to improve, because right now they look like a hot mess. A hot mess. Like, what is the entertainment group doing? What are they doing? Like, are they asleep? Are they awake? We don't know. We have no clue. Because for you to come out ranked last, clearly you're doing something wrong. You're doing the opposite of what Blackpink did when they're in Coachella. And I hate to compare groups. I hate to compare groups. And I know that people are saying that certain Blackpink performances are easier than Le Sserafim. I know, Le Sserafim, they went viral for their workouts and how hard their workouts are and how hard their performances are. I understand. But I'm just saying, if it was good, it would be receiving the same praise as Blackpink or ATEEZ got, and it didn't. So clearly, you're doing something wrong. And I'm not saying this to be hated. I'm just saying that there are a lot of areas for improvement. This isn't an attack. You guys just stop harassing them. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's all I have to say, really.